All right, guys, grab your math notebooks so that you can add this in there. So we're going to talk about length and customary units. And I know that we've talked about this before, but there's two different ways that people use measurements. In America, we use customary units, and everywhere else we use the metric system. So we're talking about length, we're talking about inches, feet, yards, and miles. So this is the way that we measure things. Okay. So when we talk about customary units and we want to talk about conversions with them, we want to talk about how many of each thing is in there. So we have inches, feet, yards, miles. So how many inches? Sorry, my screen is being annoying. So we have, it doesn't like me today. So we have 12 inches equals 1 foot. So if we use the ruler, we measured the whole thing, that would be 1 foot. 3 feet equals 1 yard. Okay, and I'm gonna write over here. And I'm gonna write over here, and 36 inches. Wow, I'm a terrible speller today. I apologize. It's Monday when I'm filming this. 36 inches equals 1 yard. And I just got that. If 12 inches are in a foot, then 12 times 3 is 36. So 36 inches are in a yard. Okay. And then there's 1,760 yards in 1 mile. And the miles, our biggest measurement. I'm just going to erase miles here because I want to fix this. I'm sorry, it's just like at school when I mess up and then you guys have to erase things in your notebook. And then there's 5,280 feet in a mile. So these are just our conversions here. So we're looking at 12 inches are in 1 foot. There's 3 feet in 1 yard, or there's 36 inches in 1 yard, sorry. There's 1,760 yards in a mile, and there's 5,280 feet in a mile. So when we're doing conversions or we're changing one measurement to another, we have to think about which one do you need more of. And the smaller measurement you need more of. So if you are measuring in feet or inches, which do you need more of? You need more inches. So when we need to multiply to get to that answer. So we're going to multiply. So basically if I'm going up, so if I'm going from miles to inches, or if I'm going up on this measurement, if I'm going up here this way, guys, I'm going to put the arrow here, I'm going to multiply. I'm going to erase this arrow a second. So when I have something that's smaller, I need to multiply because I need more of them. So we always have to think before we do it, do I need more of them or do I need less of them? Would I use a bigger measure? Would I use like a ruler or would I use something else? So if we have a larger measurement, so that means if we were going down, so if I were going from inches to feet or inches to yards, I need less of them. So I'm going to divide. And this gets confusing only because you're kind of doing the opposite of what you think. When you're trying to get to a smaller number, you usually would divide. And if you're trying to get to a larger number, you would multiply, but you're going to think about the measurement instead. So it's kind of backwards. So it takes a little bit of practice. Okay? Okay, so here on the bottom, and I left our conversion, that's why it stays the same, is we're going from 70 feet to inches. So now the question is, if I'm going from feet to inches, am I going to a larger measurement or a smaller measurement? Which measurement is bigger? Feet is bigger than inches. So that means I'm going to a smaller measurement. So that means I have to multiply. I need more inches than I do feet. If we look at our conversion chart, we have 12 inches equals 1 foot. So that helps us. Okay, well 12, clearly I need more. 12 is more than 1, so I need more of them. So I'm going to multiply. Am I going to multiply or am I going to divide? I need more of them. More of them means multiply. So I have to figure out how many inches are in 1 foot. 12. So that means I'm going to do 70. I'm going to do 70 times 12. And I should know to hide my 0 and do 7 times 12. I'll pretend it's not there. 7 times 12 is 84. And I'm going to add the 0 on the end. So I should need 840 inches to make 70 feet. Okay, and now for example, we're doing inches to feet. So how many feet are in 360 inches? Do I need more feet or do I need less feet? So when I'm measuring, do I need more of them or less of them? Which would take me longer to measure? Well, it would take me longer to measure in inches because I would have to use that ruler, where I could probably just use my your actual feet, or I can use just the whole ruler and count as that is 1 foot instead of counting each individual inch. So when I'm going to a measurement that I don't need as much of, or that it's bigger, I'm going to divide. So I have to decide how many inches are in a foot, which is 12. I'm going to divide by 12. So 12 goes into 36 3 times. And then 12 goes into 0 times. So how many inches or how many how many feet are in 360 inches? And that would be 30. And if we want to make sure, we can just do 30 times 12 to make sure that we're right. Hide the 0. 12 times 3 is 36. That would be 360. Okay, so our next problem we have is how many yards are in 120 feet? So again, I'm asking myself, which one do I need more of, or which one is a smaller measurement? The smaller measurement between the two is feet. So that means I'm going to have to divide because I need less of them. I need less yards because yards is a bigger measurement. So the bigger the measurement, the less I need of them to measure. And I know this is confusing, and just if you're having a hard time, just relax, take a breath, just be patient with yourself. And if you're getting it wrong and I know it, then you're just doing the wrong operation. So then just go back and do so for example, right now we have to divide. So we have to do 120 divided by how many feet are in a yard, which is 3. So 3 goes into 12 4 times. And then the 0, so it should be 40 yards. So say you did your I know it and you multiplied and you got the wrong answer, then you just have to do the opposite of what you were doing. So if you were always just multiplying, when you go do the next problem, do the opposite, just divide. And then you'll get the hang of it. It takes a while, and I know this is hard, but see how well you can do with it, okay?